everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Amelia. Today we are going to do a bullet journal setup and plan with me for October 2021. So just go get a cup of coffee or tea, sit back, relax, or put this in your background and plan with me. This is the quote page of the month. I wrote down, "Hi Fa, it's nice to see you again." Where I'm living right now, we don't see that much of a change during fall, so I kind of miss that feeling and the dramatic change of it in the United States where I used to live. Moving on to our cover page, I'm just doodling some leaves and plants here. I use a lot of orange, yellow, red, and green for this month. It's kind of out of my comfort zone. I don't do this very often. I usually use some pastel color or other lighter color in my journal. But hey, why not? You know, it's supposed to be darker and cozier in fall. I decided to do the coloring before I use the fine liner. It's because if I use the fine liner first, the black ink may get everywhere and it kind of just ruined the doodle. You are going to see a lot of these cute little acorns in this month, and I think they are super adorable. Here you can see I'm drawing a lotus root. I don't know if you ever seen a lotus root or even heard of it, but it's pretty common here where I'm living right now. People eat them and I think they are pretty tasty. So this plant is kind of like a Halloween related plant, I think. I don't really know what it is, but I saw it on Pinterest and found it really cute, so I decided to put it here and it turned out really great. I'm sorry if you see my head keep peeking out. I didn't realize when I was filming, but you know, I promise it will get better next time. Here I'm starting to doodle some other leaves and plants on this cover page to give it more color. You know, I don't know if the place you live have a really dramatic change of fall time, but I used to live in Minnesota, and when it's fall time there's a lot of leaves on the ground and it's really pretty. I remember driving down the university and there's this whole street with yellow and red leaves on the ground. It looks so much like you're in a movie. It's really, really romantic, and you know, it's just the whole vibe. I can't see it here where I'm living right now, and that's one of the reasons why I am doing this theme for the month, because October just kind of remind me of Minnesota and makes me miss where I used to live. Fall happens to be my favorite season of the year. I mean, I guess it's the favorite season for a lot of people too. here I'm adding some red to make it look a little bit more colorful than it usually does. If you are interested to see more of my journal, make sure you check out my Instagram. I started bullet journaling in June, which is only 4 months ago. I wasn't an artsy girl growing up, but I've been enjoying doing it. So I decided to start this channel to share my bullet journal journey with you guys. I'm using this kind of sangria color for the maple leaves, and I think it's kind of the symbol of fall, and it turns out pretty cute. I'm just adding random dots everywhere to fill out the space a little bit more and add some more color to the spread. I asked you guys on Instagram if I should add an outline for this cover page, and most of you said yes, so here it is. I think it turns out pretty cute. Okay, moving on to the next page is our monthly spread. I wrote down October and used my fine liner to outline it. And I put a little Chinese symbol for October here. I really like to use this Instagram tracker in my journal now, because I can see how much I have grown on Instagram in a month. I'm using different color of this theme to draw these little circles so I can put down the days of the week later. And I put down the quote I found on Pinterest: time to dim the sunlight, kill the moody fog, and watch nature's most dreaming story unfold. But I think I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be charming instead of dreaming. But it's okay to make mistake, or as Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents. Coming back to this Instagram tracker, I'm just outlining everything with my fine liner. Something that you see here, you may think it's a little bit messy. It's kind of all over the place. I'm doing one thing here and decided to go and do another thing there. I have this habit of, journaling spontaneously, so I didn't really plan the last few months of bullet journaling, but this time I'm filming this video, so I decided to plan ahead. It's still very new for me to have the whole spread planned out before putting down my pen to it, but I promise you, it will get better next time and it won't be all over the place. Here I'm just adding some drop shadow for my calendar and the trackers. And I started doodling all around the journal to fill up the empty space. Also, if you haven't checked out my Instagram, make sure to check it out. I've got more content there. I post my journals every other day, so you can just go to my Instagram and check them out. And the theme of this month is fall, and Halloween is also in October, so I added some pumpkin to emphasize the vibes. I want to thank you if you are still watching the video here right now. It means so much to me and I really appreciate it. And this is the finished look of the monthly spread. Moving on to the next spread. We are not doing the mood tracker, but doing this stress level tracker here. I used the mood tracker for 2 months when I start journaling, but for me it's not really helpful because I'm always in a good mood, so the color of my mood tracker always stays pretty much the same. It's always the happiest color. I just started a new job as an elementary teacher, and for me it's very stressful. I haven't really worked a stressful job like this before, so I made this tracker to keep track of my stress level. The tracker is just a really simple plan, and I'm going to use this to track how stressful I am. I think knowing how stressful you are at work is really important, so you don't put yourself under too much pressure. Mental health is really important. If you are too stressed, it can really negatively impact your health. Moving on to the other spread, it's my monthly favorite. I use this spread to put on my favorite shows, movies, or books that I've read, but I don't really have much time to read a lot now, so I mostly only use this spread to put down the shows and movies that I've been watching for the month. You see, my calligraphy is not very good, so I'm just outlining the letters and using a thicker fine liner to make the downstroke wider. Here I am just doodling on one side. I really like comedy shows, and at the end of this month when I do the flip through with me, you might see a lot of comedy shows or movie on this spread. Right now, my favorite show is Ted Lasso. I don't know if you heard of it. It's on Apple TV Plus. If you got Apple TV Plus, make sure you go check that out. It's really funny, and when I watch it, it puts me in a really good mood because everything in there is just so positive. Everyone is so nice to each other, and there's no character that you will dislike. There's no intense part of this show, and so far I've been loving it so much. Okay, moving on. This is our last spread of the setup. For this last spread, I am doing this habit tracker. Usually I do a playlist as well, but this month I haven't found any good songs that I really like in order to do a playlist of. So if you know of any good songs, please share with me in the comments down below. In this habit tracker, I decided to use a different font than the rest of the month. I don't really know why, but I think it turns out pretty nice. I have not been feeling very motivated lately. I guess it's because I spend too much time working. I spend 10 hours of my day in the school in average because, being a teacher here in the country where I'm living right now, it's kind of stressful. Not only that we do lesson planning and teaching, but there is also a ton of other paperwork that we need to do. And it's been very challenging for me. But I really love my job. I like to work in the school and see the kids every day. For this month, I only put down eat healthy and work out here, that you'll see later. Like I said, I just started this job. I don't really have much free time to do other stuff. I used my weekend to plan this month and spend all day filming this video, but I really enjoy doing it. It's been so much fun. Maybe this can be one of my habits for next month. I want to develop some other habits in the future, so I also made a box to fill in the habits I want to develop. Here I'm just adding colors to all the doodles. If you have any suggestion for me to how to improve this kind of video, please comment down below and let me know what I can do to make it better. So this is the finished look of this journal. I hope you like this theme, and in the next video we will plan the weekly spread together. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you check out my most recent Instagram post. I post every other day. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!